At some point, you will realize that no one truly cares how tired you are, how sad you feel, or how hard you are trying. The world will not stop spinning because you are in pain, and life will never pause to wait for you to be fine. If you do not stand up on your own, no one will lift you. Life does not teach through words. It teaches through wounds, through loss, and through the moments when you believe everything has ended. And in those darkest moments, something extraordinary happens. You begin to understand the value of awareness and the power of mastering yourself. Read these lines slowly because perhaps this is what you need to hear today. If you have ever fallen but still managed to rise again, leave a comment below saying, "I am still standing." Because only when you dare to face yourself do you truly begin to live. There is a harsh truth that everyone must eventually understand. No one owes you their care, and no one is obligated to save you from pain. We are born to take responsibility for our own lives. Every piece of advice, every hug, every act of help is only temporary. If you do not take the first step, no hand will ever be able to pull you out of the darkness. Life does not punish anyone. It only gives back the results of their own choices. Those who rise after falling are not strong because they have no weakness, but because they know there is no one else to rely on. When you learn to depend on yourself, you begin to touch true freedom. Self-mastery is not only about making money or controlling your career. It is about mastering your emotions, your behavior, and your reactions. You cannot control others, but you can control how you respond to them. That is the line between those controlled by life and those who control their destiny. Many people spend their whole lives not knowing what they truly want. They follow the directions of others, live the way others expect, and one day realize that following the crowd is easy, but the crowd leads nowhere. Self-mastery begins when you stop and ask yourself, what do I really want? Who am I living for? If your answer is, I do not know, then that is the moment you must begin the most important journey, the journey back to yourself. Do not fear loneliness, for loneliness is where people grow the most. In that silence, you will finally hear your inner voice, the small but honest voice you have ignored for so long out of fear, doubt, or pressure. No one will come to save you, but everything you need to save yourself is already within you. Your will, your strength, and your ability to begin again at any moment. And if you are reading this, it may mean your heart is longing for something, a moment to live truly for yourself, a moment to stop betraying who you are. Remember, every great change begins with one decision, the decision to take control. Write in the comments below what you are ready to take control of in your life, your emotions, your time, or your own mind. Because only when you dare to face yourself can you truly begin to hold the power over your destiny. People are not afraid of suffering. They are afraid of losing control when suffering comes. We do not fall because of hardships, but because of how we react to them. A single word can destroy a relationship. A moment of anger can erase years of effort. That is why emotional control is a silent yet extraordinary strength. The immature always react. The mature always observe. When you react too quickly, you hand over control of your life to others. They only need to provoke your anger, and you lose your balance. But when you learn to stay calm, you begin to take command of your own world. No one escapes pain, betrayal, or injustice. But instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? That question turns every tragedy into a lesson and transforms a fragile soul into a wise one. Anger, envy, resentment, they are waves of emotion. If you let them carry you away, you will lose sight of the shore. The wise do not fight emotions. They simply stand still long enough for the wave to pass. Because every emotion, no matter how strong, will fade if you stop feeding it with thought. Anger does not make you strong. It only exposes your weakness. When you lose your temper, you lose. When you stay silent, you win. The silence of an understanding soul carries more weight than 1,000 arguments. Life does not need you to be perfect. It only asks that you be aware enough to respond with wisdom, not emotion. When someone insults you, you can choose to walk away. When someone betrays you, you can choose to leave without revenge. That is not weakness. That is the strength of someone who knows they deserve better. Do not let another person's mood control your day. Do not let careless words ignite your anger. for that would mean you have given someone else the key to your happiness. True strength is not the absence of emotion, but the ability to feel deeply without letting emotions dictate your actions. That is the discipline of the spirit, learned only by those who have once been destroyed by emotions and found their way back. If you can control your reaction in the first 10 seconds of anger, you will avoid 10 days, 10 months, even 10 years of regret. And one day when you look back, you will smile and realize, not everyone who hurt you was an enemy. Some were sent by life itself to teach you how to be calm. Maturity is not about learning to give more, but about learning when to stop. Not everyone deserves your kindness. A wise person is not someone who always helps, but someone who knows whom to help and how much is enough. Life can be cruel, not because others are bad, but because we are too lenient in letting people cross our boundaries. The more you allow, the more they take. The more you stay silent, the more they believe you are weak. And one day when you are drained and have nothing left to give, it will be those you once helped who accuse you of having changed. Remember, kindness does not mean lowering yourself. Love does not mean blindness. Forgiveness does not mean letting someone hurt you again. Those who truly love know that love begins with self-love. Kindness without limits is self-destruction. Water that is too clear will dry up. A person who is too good will suffer. No one is worth losing your dignity for just to be loved. If someone truly loves you, they will never ask you to lose yourself to keep them. Sometimes you must walk away, not out of hatred, but because you no longer want to keep hurting yourself. Personal boundaries are not selfish. They are shields that protect your soul from those who only know how to take, not to appreciate. The silence of a person with self-respect always makes others reflect. You do not need to argue or prove anything. Simply withdraw in silence. That is the most mature answer. This world is not short of kind people. It is short of people who know how to be kind the right way. Be kind to those who deserve it. Be firm with those who do not. That is not coldness, that is clarity. Those who understand their own worth will never place themselves where they must beg to be loved. Because true love never takes away your dignity. It makes you stronger, calmer, and more grateful. A person who loses self-respect will eventually lose everything. So no matter how much life demands from you, keep at least one thing, your self-respect. Do not fear being disliked for being real. Fear being hurt for pretending. Because if you must choose between being loved while losing yourself and being alone but true to who you are, choose truth, for that is the only path to peace. One of the greatest turning points of maturity is when you stop trying to please everyone and start choosing who deserves to walk beside you on your life journey. Not everyone is worth sharing your heart with, and not everyone has the depth to truly understand you. This world is full of people who speak kindly, but few who sincerely wish you well. Some will smile to your face, yet quietly hope you fall so they can feel taller. Remember, the silence of envy is often more dangerous than the praise of hypocrisy. Do not judge people by what they say. Watch how they react when you succeed. Your environment is the soil that nourishes your soul. Plant yourself in poor soil, and even a good seed will wither. So choose to stay close to those who make you want to grow. Those who do not require you to hide your light just to be accepted. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If they are negative, you will feel drained. If they are lazy, you will slow down. But if they are disciplined, resilient, and ambitious, you will rise in ways you never imagined. Progress does not come from luck. It comes from the right environment. A person surrounded by negativity cannot keep a clear mind. A person surrounded by discipline will eventually become stronger. Life is a chain of influence. Be cautious of whom you allow to enter your mind. Learn to observe more than you trust. Observe how they act when they need nothing from you, how they speak about those who are not present, and how they treat people weaker than themselves. Those 3 things will tell you who they truly are. Do not share all your plans with everyone. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Silence is the ally of the mature. When you are strong enough, let your results speak for you. This world is not lacking good people, but it is lacking sincere ones. So instead of seeking perfection in others, learn to stay pure amidst the chaos. That is the greatest success of all. And if one day you find yourself lonely for choosing what is right, remember, loneliness is not loss. It is a sign that you are on the right path. Authentic people often have few friends because truth always drives away pretense. Choose companions not for amusement, but for stability. Choose conversations not to speak more, but to understand deeper. And choose whom to trust not to rely on, but to walk beside without fear of betrayal. The right relationship will bring peace, not confusion. A sincere person will help you grow, not make you doubt yourself. And only when you learn to see people clearly can you truly choose the kind of life you want to live. One day you will understand this truth. The strong are not those with wealth or power, but those who can remain calm when everything falls apart. Conquering the world is easy. Conquering yourself is the hardest victory of all. The human mind is a battlefield that never rests. Every thought is an arrow. If you do not control it, it will turn back and wound you. Your life only begins to improve when you stop fighting everything around you and start mastering what happens within. Not everyone understands the value of silence. The young fear loneliness, but the mature crave peace, because only in stillness do we truly see ourselves. The farther you go, the clearer it becomes. Peace is not the absence of problems, but the ability to not let them consume your mind. The wise do not avoid storms. They simply learn to stand still in the wind without being carried away. Because they know everything that comes will also go, and what truly remains is how they face and overcome it. If you do not control your thoughts will control you. If you do not choose your way of living, the world will choose it for you. And if you do not define happiness for yourself, society will sell you a fake version. Through material things, through comparison, through fear of missing out. Be aware. Do not believe that the richest are the most successful. Do not assume that the loudest are the happiest. And do not admire those who seem to have everything, because often they are the ones who have lost the most important thing: inner peace. Your mindset is the root of all outcomes. Both success and failure begin with how one thinks. You cannot live a positive life with a negative mind, just as you cannot move forward while always looking back. Change your thoughts and you will change your life. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of complaining, be grateful that you have another chance. And instead of fearing, trust that everything happens for a reason. In the end, when your mind is calm, the world will quietly follow. You will realize there is no need to compete or prove anything, because what you have been searching for all along is simply a day of peace within yourself. If you are reading this now, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, is my mind calm or is it restless? If you are still fighting yourself, write one word below: peace. As a reminder that true freedom does not come from money or fame, but from mastering your mind and staying calm amid life's chaos. In the end, every human journey leads to one destination: peace of mind. We pass through youth driven by fear, by comparison, by the constant urge to prove our worth to others. But as we grow older, we begin to understand that the most valuable thing in life is not to be loved, but to be at peace. Peace does not come naturally. It is built from the moments we choose silence over anger, letting go over holding on. Life does not ask us to be perfect, only to be aware and true to ourselves. If these words make your heart feel even a little lighter, share your thoughts in the comments below and follow this channel so we can continue learning together. To live more calmly, more deeply, and to make each day not just another day of existence, but a day truly lived.